Hello, and welcome to Yoga with me, your instructor for today, Ethan Allen. Today's practice is going to be a quick little shot of yoga to help us feeling good. And, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to just get right to it in a table pose, hands and knees. And just go ahead and take a nice big breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Another big breath in and sigh it out. One more big breath in and exhale it out. Now we're going to start with some cat-cow breaths. So on the inhale, you're going to drop the belly down, lift the gaze up, and exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone and the chin. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, just keep moving like that. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just keeping these nice, big, long, strong breaths going throughout this pose and throughout the entire practice. Maybe two more. All right, from here we're going to do a spinal balance. So let's go ahead and lift the left leg up, kind of pressing back through that back heel, like you're trying to put a footprint on the back wall. And take this right hand and reach it forward. Now let's do 3 crunches here. So take an inhale. Exhale, bring the knee and the elbow in. Really squeeze it in. Inhale, reach it out. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it back out. Hold right here. If you want to, you can put a bend in that back knee. Take this right hand and reach back, grab onto the top of the foot, and try to lift that foot up. Good. Reach it back out. Now let's place this right hand down. We're going to take this left foot and cross it over. So it's kind of on the right side of the mat. And then take the hips off to the left side and gaze off the right shoulder. Good. Come back up through center. Now take this left foot off to the left side. Place it down. Walk the hands back towards the right knee as you lift the arms up. Okay, kind of press the hips forward. Now take this left hand down the left leg and reach this right hand over. Feeling a stretch here on the right side of the chest. Bring the hands back up. And now come back to that table pose. So let's do all that on the other side now. So we start by lifting the right foot up, pressing back through that back foot. Take the left hand, reach it forward. Let's give 3 crunches here. So take an inhale first. And exhale, crunch it in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach it out. As an option, you can bend that back knee. Take this left hand and reach for the top of that foot, lifting that foot up. Good, release. Now bring this left hand down. You take this right foot and cross it over to the left side of the mat, maybe coming off the mat. Take these hips over to the right side and gaze off the left shoulder. All right, come back up through center. Now take this right foot off to the right side. Walk the hands back, lift the hands up. Pressing the hips forward. As you bring this right hand down the right leg, reach this left hand up and over the left ear. All right, bring the hands up. Come back to a table pose. And we're going to meet up in a downward facing dog now. So curl the toes under, lift the hips up. Feel free to walk it out a little bit. All right, and then in this down dog, let's dig into it. Try to lift the tailbone, tilting the tailbone up. Pressing the heels down towards the mat. Engaging the quads to help straighten the knees. The knees might not get to be totally straight. That's fine. You can put a little bend in them if you need to. Pressing these hands and the fingertips into the mat. Shoulder blades are pressing down the spine. And then bend the knees. Let's step the feet up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift halfway. Finding some extension in the spine. So it's like an upside down L. Then go ahead and fold forward. Slowly lift all the way up, reaching the hands up. Exhale, hands at the heart. Let's inhale, reach the hands up. Let's interlace the fingers behind the lower back. Now press the hands down, let the head rock back, lift the chest, press the hips forward. Keeping the hands clasped, go ahead and fold forward, lifting the hands up off the lower back. Release the hands, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step the feet back, top of a push-up. Now we're going to lower about halfway down through chaturanga, which is essentially a low push-up. But we're going to keep the elbows kind of close to the rib cage, lowering about halfway down. If you need to lower your knees, that's fine. Now roll to the tops of the feet, straighten the arms, lift the gaze, try to pull the chest through the arms. Press those tops of the feet into the mat. Maybe the knees come up off the mat a little bit. Now curl the toes under. Lift the hips, lead with the hips into that down dog. Okay, so we're just going to keep it moving. Let's go ahead and bend the knees and look forward and step the feet up to the front and lift halfway. Now put a bend in the knees, drop the seat down, lift the arms up. This is chair pose. So maybe bring the big toes together, heels are slightly apart. You try rocking the weight into the heels a little bit so you can kind of wiggle the toes. And then drop the butt down just a little more. Keep breathing. Nice big strong breaths. Take one more inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Straightening the legs. Now we'll take a standing splits. So we're going to lift the right leg up. Try to bring the nose towards that left knee. Good, now step this right foot to the back of the mat. Put a bend in this left knee. Lift the arms up for warrior one. Try to pull the left hip back as you pull the right hip forward. Strong back leg. All right, now take an inhale. And exhale, we're going to take a side squat over to the right towards the back of the mat. Let's bring the hands together. Straighten the left leg as the right leg bends, dropping the butt down a bit. Try to lift the chest up. Those left toes can point up. All right, keep the hips low. Let's reach these hands forward as we lunge back into this left leg. If you need a modification, you can bring one hand down or both hands. But try to find some length in the spine, no matter which variation you're doing. Okay, now we'll take a side angle. So we're going to place this left hand down inside the left foot, or you can bring this left elbow onto the left thigh and reach this right hand up. And then maybe try reaching this right hand over the right ear. Okay, let's revolve this. So bring the right hand down. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Reach this left hand up. If you want to amp it up a little bit, try coming up on those right fingertips. Can engage the core a little more. Strong back leg, pressing back through that right heel. Okay, from here we're going to take a side plank. So if you need to, you can lower this right knee down. Otherwise, just keep this left hand reaching up. Let's bring this left foot on top of the right foot. Two more breaths. And plant the hand lower down through that low push-up. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. All right, now let's do all that on the other side. We had started in our chair pose, so bend the knees, step the feet up. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees, drop the seat, arms lift. Trying to rock the weight into the heels again. Trying to lower down a little more. Maybe lift the chest up a little bit. Breathe. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Now let's lift the left leg up. Try to bring the nose towards the knee. Okay, put a lunge in this right leg as we step the left foot back. Inhale, arms lift up. Warrior one. Take a side squat towards the back of the mat. So into the left leg, you lunge into the left leg. Right leg straightens, maybe right toes point up with the chest. And keep the hips really low as you lunge back into the right leg. Reach the hands forward, or taking your variation. Okay, side angle pose. Right hand comes down inside the right foot. Left hand reaches up. Or right elbow or forearm, elbow onto the right thigh. And then whichever version you're in, try to reach the hand over the left ear. Okay, let's revolve this. Bring the left hand down. Come onto the ball of the back foot. Right hand reaches up. And come up onto the left fingertips. And now your version of side plank. Whether you need to lower the knee or not. Bring the right foot on top. Really press this left hand into the mat. All right, plant the right hand, lower down. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. All right, with that, let's take our first break. Maybe grab some water. So while you might not be able to do all of these poses, just try to do some of the poses if you can't do all of them. This is all just kind of a work in progress, So I don't know how many people are watching right now, but every single one of you is at a different physical level, okay? So, but that doesn't really matter. As long as you're trying to do something to improve where you're at, then that's the whole goal of this yoga practice. We all have to start somewhere, and then it's from there, it's a matter of, do we move ourselves up or do we move ourselves down? So from here, we're starting here, trying to lift ourselves up to something greater. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and keep moving. We're going to do some balancing poses now. All right, so let's go ahead and meet up in a downward facing dog. And just like we did last time, bend the knees, look forward, step the feet up. Before we get into balancing poses, we're going to lift halfway, drop the seat down again into our chair pose. This time, let's take a twist. So bring the hands together at prayer position, bring this right elbow over this left thigh, and gaze up off that left shoulder. Inhale, reach the hands up through center. Let's take it over the other way. And let's reach the hands up. All right, now we're going to come into an airplane pose. So legs are straightening, hands are reaching back. So lift the right foot up. Chest is leading down towards the mat. Back leg is working towards straight. Your airplane might be experiencing some turbulence, but just keep pushing through it. If you fall over, just try to get back into it. Now from here, let's take some half moon poses. So bring this left hand down, This is where a block or a book might come in handy. And then reach the right hand up. So right hand, right foot are lifting up. Now revolve this, bring the right hand down, reach the left hand up. Okay, now lift all the way up into Majorette pose, reaching the hands up, bringing this right knee up towards the chest. Now let's kick this right foot forward. If you want to amp it up a little bit, you can take both hands, try to grab onto this foot, kick this right foot forward. Otherwise, let's meet up in a dancer pose. Kick this right foot back and grab onto the top of the right foot. Take this left hand, reach it forward, really reaching it forward. Kick this right foot up. Reach it forward a little more. And meet up standing. Oh yeah, shake out that left leg a little bit. All right. Reach the hands up. Forward fold. Inhale halfway. Plant the hands. Step the feet back, lower through. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. And let's do the other side now. Bend the knees, look forward. Step the feet up. We're going to start in our chair pose. Let's inhale, lift halfway. Bend the knees, drop the seat, arms lift. Let's do our prayer twists now. Right elbow over the left thigh. Inhale up through center. Left elbow over the right thigh. Inhale, reach it up. Here we go. Let's take off into our airplane pose. Now half moon. Bring the right hand down. Left hand reaches up. Gazing up towards that left hand if you can. Really try to lift up that left leg a little more. Now revolve it. Left hand down, right hand up. Okay, lift all the way up into Majorette pose. As gracefully as possible, or not gracefully. Somehow, make it happen. You could try to kick this left foot forward. Or you can grab onto this left foot. Try being the operative word. And kick it forward. Try to bring this nose towards the knee. All right, dancer pose. Bend this left knee, grab onto the top of the left foot with the left hand. Now reach his right hand forward. Kick this left foot up. Reach it forward a little more. All right. Woo! Shake out that right leg. Reach the hands up. Forward fold. Inhale halfway. Plant the hands, step the feet back, lower through. Inhale for up dog. Exhale for down dog. All right, we're just going to finish this hard stuff off with just a little bit of core work. So let's meet up at the top of a push-up. Now we're going to do some hand taps here. So we're just going to take the left hand, tap the front of the mat. Take the right hand, tap the front. Left hand, tap the front. Right hand, left, right, left, right. Keep going. One more on each side. Good. Now from the top of this push-up, tap the left hand to the right foot. And then right hand to left foot. And keep going back and forth like that. Two more on each side. All right. Last thing, lower down into the forearms. And we're just going to go side to side. Take the hips off to the left side. And then over to the right side. Keep going. Left. Right. One more on each side. And then come up back to the top of the push-up. And just lower all the way down. All right. That's enough of that. Let's go ahead and meet up seated. And we'll do some stretching now. Start to wind it down. Don't worry, the hard stuff is over. So let's go ahead and take a wide-legged pose here. And get your feet as wide as you can. And straighten the spine, lifting the chest. Just kind of feel this out a little bit. You know, if you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's fine. If you need to bend them a lot, that's fine. Just do what you can do. Either way, you're stretching. That's the whole point. And go ahead and take the hands, start to walk them forward, and then round the spine. If you want to, maybe you can take the peace fingers and grab onto the big toes. And start to straighten the legs a little more as you start to pull a little bit on those toes. All right, release that. Now let's meet up in a downward facing dog. Don't worry, we won't be there too long. Let's take the left leg, lift it up, and we'll come into a pigeon pose. So you're just going to lay this front leg down, this front shin down, lower that back knee, come into the top of that back foot. Maybe scoot that right foot back a little more. Now let's place a hand on the left knee, hand on the foot, lift the chest. Letting those hips sink down a little bit. Now go ahead and plant the hands and lower the upper body down. Start to lift up. And let's meet up back in downward facing dog. And from there, take the right foot, lift it up. Let's do pigeon on this side. Lowering that left knee and scooting that left foot back. Put a hand on the foot and hand on the thigh. And then go ahead, plant the hands and start to lower the upper body down. All right, start to lift up. Meet up in a downward facing dog. And now let's come down to sitting on your knee, on your heels. So we're going to do a back bend here. So you're going to try to bring the feet kind of wider apart so that your butt kind of sinks in between them. If that doesn't quite work, you can sit on a block, or if you have a book, that works. Okay, but otherwise, let's bring the hands back. Let the head rock back. Start to lower the upper body down. Putting a bend in these elbows, right? And if that works for you, cool. Just keep on lowering down as far as you can. Maybe you can come onto the elbows. Let the head rock back, chest lifts. All right, and then start to lift up. And the best counter pose for this is actually downward facing dog. Stretches these knees back out and the ankles back out. All right. And then from there, let's go ahead and come down to lying on the back. And go ahead and lift the feet up. And you can stay right here, this is fine. Or if it's in your practice, you can come into Plow Pose, lifting the hips up and bringing the feet over the head. And then bring the hands to the lower back. Walk them up really high in the back. And then lift the feet up. Try to push the hips towards the back wall behind you. Well, actually in front of you. All right, then bring the knees down by the ears. Release the hands and roll it back out. All right, now we're going to do a couple twists, but we're going to do these a little bit different than we usually do. So you're going to start seated and, kind of be on this right hip. Legs are off to the side. And you can come down into the forearms. Now, if this works for you, cool. You can stay right here. Or you can start to lower the chest down and bring that arms out to a T. Gaze off the right shoulder. right, and start to lift up. Let's do the other side. It's coming down onto that left hip. Knees off to the right side. You kind of have like a 90-degree angle between your thighs and your shins. And then start to lower down, either onto the forearms or down all the way. Bring the arms out to a T, gazing off that left shoulder. All right, and then start to lift up. And just swing the feet around and set up for our resting pose, Shavasana. So go ahead and turn the hands up, maybe. Start to relax all the facial muscles. Relax the spine, relax the belly. And take a big breath in through the nose. Inside out. One more. Last big breath in. And whatever tension is left, side out. And enjoy your rest. Start to wake the body up. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bring the hands up, the feet together, and take a nice big stretch. Hug the knees into the chest. And keep the eyes closed and make your way up to seated. And I just want to thank you for joining me in this practice today. And if there's one thing that you can take away from this practice today is to, try and find some acceptance for where you are today and take it one day at a time and continue to keep trying to improve yourself starting from where you are. It's all about finding acceptance and just trying to improve from there. So again, thank you so much. Hope you have a really great day. Om Shanti. Namaste. All right, thank you so much everyone for joining me today. If you like this video, maybe give it a like, leave a comment down below, you subscribe to the channel, and hey, until next time, stay well, stay safe, and let's go ahead and take care of each other. All right? Thank you so much. Till next time. See ya.